Hey everybody, there's a video that it's been a long time coming. I think I get probably so many questions about this because I'm traveling with my case quite a bit. And the question is always like, what do you put in there? How do you divide it up? And then when people see it, they're like, oh my gosh, how do you, where'd you get that stuff or whatever? So I just want to talk about my travel case, what I usually take with me to classes. This is not the case that I take to my local range to practice. I have a separate cart for that. So I try to have two of everything as much as possible so that I can just go and practice. But this is my travel case. I want to talk about it. It's a Pelican 1615 air case. It is the largest size case that I know of that you can load onto a plane. Again, this is going to have to get checked, right? It's got your guns in it. That doesn't qualify as an oversized bag or whatever where you have to pay more money. So it's the largest case you can get to put your stuff in it, but it's an air case in that it's not extra heavy. So you're going to be able to actually put stuff in it. There's some cases that are sold all over the place where the cases are large, but the weight of the case takes the majority of your 50 pounds, which is usually the restriction. So this one is actually fairly light but durable. I've been beating this one up for almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half. It's holding up great. Tons of traveling instructors are using these. I picked yellow because, I'm trying not to be like super tactical and give my stuff away. In fact, my business card says that I'm a trumpet player, which I am, but there's no trumpet in here. The first thing you'll notice is that I have an organizer up here at the top. It's got, I don't know, 5, 6 pouches, something like that. Long ones, some bigger ones, some smaller ones. It allows me to bring the stuff that I need for a class. I have a squib rod here. I have my patches and coins, things that, I might need to hand out to students. I have some Loctite, all of my hex keys, things that I might need from a gunsmithing standpoint. If something goes wrong, if I need to like put a dot back on or tighten something up, all those things are in here. So the long pouch allows you for some of those things. I have a few more pouches, a few more stickers and patches in here. I have my occlusion tools for different dots, SROs, 507 comps, EPS, whatever. I like to play with those and give people an opportunity to see what it's like to be occluded. So I have some of those plastic ones. Obviously I have a tourniquet, some markers, whatever you might need, right? I have a laser for showing people kind of like confirmation levels of the dot, kind of simulate what that is. I've got some snap caps or whatever for, some of the classes where I need to be able to show people some things from a malfunction standpoint on a safe gun. I've got my brain supplements, of course. Batteries, some grip enhancing stuff, finger sleeves. I guess I can probably put some of that stuff, they're all from Amazon. I put some of that stuff on at the bottom of the video. And then of course I have some cleaning supplies here. The yellow rag is for my glasses, and I have, some snake and oil and the snake for the bore snake, the oil for the gun, for the rails and all that stuff. So some gunsmithing type of things. And then I have this actually comes with the separator or the organizer for the case. It comes at the top. I think you're supposed to put it on the top, but I put the organizer at the top. I use this to kind of cover up what I have. People get really nervous about traveling with guns, and the worst part is that once you get used to it and know what the rules are, TSA rules and your specific airline rules are, then you have the ticket agent at the counter that does not know the rules very well. I encounter those probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 out of 10 times. So the majority of the time you get somebody that gets really nervous about what's in there. So I just don't show them anything. I keep the gun case closed. I take the locks off, I put them on the counter, and I come up to the counter and I say, I have 2 bags, right? I have my closed bag and I have my gun case. I need a declaration for my firearms. They're in this case. They are safely stored, unloaded, and ammunition is separate if I am traveling with ammunition. That sets some ease usually because you sound very confident in what you're doing, you know what the rules are. But then you get lame questions like, how many do you have? Doesn't matter. But, you can answer however you want. 2, 3, whatever you've got going on. I try to say as little as possible. How many do you have? It's a weird question that the nervous ones get. One of the things that a lot of attendants get nervous about is rifles. So I have it all covered. So even though I do have a rifle in the back of the case, it's under even some more foam, and it's separated in two. You should be able to see it down here. I have the rifle separated, so I have it covered by this other foam for protection and from like the visual protection. And then I have it covered like this, so when they go, hey, can I see the guns? No problem. I just usually lift the corner and I show them a couple of pistols, which is what's in there right now. And it just usually just gets things moving along without anybody getting nervous. Or I've had attendants say that looks scary. Like, seriously? Anyway, moving on. So that's why I put that cover on top. Not only does it keep things from moving a bunch and safe, but it also just eliminates some of these like ticket counter people that get nervous about gun stuff because they're uneducated about gun stuff. So obviously I usually have a clipboard because I have all my waivers and things for class. There are 5 pistol spots. I have way more magazine spots than I need. I usually travel with 2 to 3 pistols unless it's a pistol only class where I'm demoing a lot of different pistols and dots and whatever, and then in which case I'll fill it up. But if I'm traveling with my rifle, I only usually take 2 pistols just because of weight constrictions. I get pretty close to 50 pounds. I have a tool to measure my weight before I leave, so I don't have to have any surprises at the airport, because you don't want to give a ticket attendant any more hard time than you have to. I have a traveling kit for cleaning supplies, from, I don't know, wipes to oil stuff to hardwire brushes and whatever else you might need like at the range to clean something, put something back in order, make it work again. I'll put that there. I have my trusty Beretta beanie for the cold mornings when I'm sitting up the range. Of course, I've got my paster gun because nobody wants to be a peasant taping. I've got a fix-it stick setup here for mounting dots and tightening screws and things. I do have a multi-tool in there for like people that have holster problems or whatever. A couple of rifle magazines, some backup glasses from Beretta because they're awesome. And of course, black and white tape for all the times when we need to give people some visual references on targets, or if we're doing a USPSA IDPA style class, we can then paste up targets that are partials and whatnot. These are the ones that if you've been to my class, you know you have to come get directly from me and explain to me your sins. So we'll put those back, put that back. And then on this other compartment, we have eye gear, Hunter's HD Gold, the best in the business. My timer, AMG Lab Commander, because it's awesome. And I have 2 sets of trophy ear ears. These are the Bluetooth and the latest versions, amazing. And then I have the original version, of course, a mag loader kind of thing, so that I can be quick on the reload if I need to. And so all that stuff kind of travels in its very own compartment. It's safe and accessible, right? I want the combination of safety so that it doesn't get destroyed, and it's very accessible. I know where everything is at, so I can get to it quickly. I did separate. This is an organizer. These foamy cushiony separators come in a pack. It's a case insert that you can put in there. And then I purchased I don't know if you can see that, but this stiff, like I don't even know what you call it, hard foam. It's already laser pre-cut for 5 pistols and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 18 magazines. I can put links to that. I bought that on Amazon as well. It just keeps everything in its place. The pistols are not roaming around. They're easily accessible. They're easily visible when I am checking in, so they don't have to open a bunch of stuff. I don't really want the ticket agent to open too many things because they usually don't make very good decisions. Also, it's not really their job to inspect my equipment. From time to time, TSA will want to see something that's in here. But honestly, if you pack it well and you pack it consistently where you don't have full magazines next to guns where X-ray machine may perceive it as being inside the gun. Man, I think I've gotten called down maybe 3 times in the last 2 years, 2.5 years or so. That's when I've been traveling the most. And I'm traveling a lot. I mean, 2-3 times a month I'm going somewhere. So if you pack correctly, you're not going to get called down to get your case open very often. But again, if they call you down, you wouldn't get down that rabbit hole. Or should you give them a key, or should you request that you go in there and open it yourself? The rules say that you're supposed to be present when they open the case, but lately they've been, just about every airport's like, no, just give us the case, we'll go take care of it. I usually take note of the person's name that's taking the key, and sometimes I'll even say, hey, you're responsible for what happens to all of my gear because you have the key, even though I'm supposed to be present. But one time I had the cops called on me because I didn't want to give my key. I think this was Sacramento. Cops showed up, airport police or whatever. You know, they walked by me like I was going to be in trouble or something, and they went in there and they asked the TSA agent what happened, and they came out very sheepishly, saying, apologetically, saying, you know, he does not have a right to be alone with your guns or something like that. That's what they said. Either way, I know some traveling instructors that just straight up put TSA locks on their gun safes because they're on their gun cases because they don't want to deal with it. I don't. I have regular locks on my case, and in the rare occasion they want to get in the case, they do have to call my name on the, system, and I'll give them the key. But I usually ask, do you mind if I come with you? And lately, the last 2 times, and it's only been a couple of times in the last couple of years, they just wanted the key and they didn't want me to go back there. So I'm like, okay, I'm responsible for my stuff. When I get it to the other side, if something's not quite right, it'll be on you. So that's what's in my gun case. I'll try to put links under the video for things that are in here that might have links that you might be interested in. But again, I try to travel as efficiently as I can. I want my stuff to be safe, and I want it to be accessible, so when I get to the range, I don't have to unpack a bunch of stuff. I can just quickly take this foam off, access what I need, put it back to where I need it, and back on the road I am. I do travel with a gun belt most places I go to, especially if it's a competition class, or if it's an appendix class, I'll have my appendix holster, obviously, for that. These things go in my clothing case. Can they go in here? Yes, I can fit them, especially if I'm not traveling with a rifle. I can make it fit where the holster goes down where the rifle slot is and all stuff. There's just no reason to overcrowd this stuff because I don't want things moving and whatever. And I have a clothing case anyway, so there's plenty of room in the clothes suitcase for this stuff, my holster. Other than that, all of my gun gear goes in here. Ammo, I do keep separate. Most of the time I put the ammo in the other case. You are allowed to put the ammo wherever you want. I know some airlines have weight restrictions for ammo. I think most of them do, other than Alaska. But, some airlines are super attentive to that, and they'll even pull your ammo out and weigh it. I think 11 pounds is pretty standard for the industry. But I've had very good luck where Southwest doesn't really care about any of that. So I get to travel with as much ammo as I want, so long as my cases are within the weight restrictions. So sometimes I'll put some ammo in here, especially if I don't have a rifle. There's plenty of room to put some ammo in here. 100 rounds in the plastic cases, the Hundo cases, are roughly 3 pounds a piece. So I know more or less what I can put in there. When I weigh the bag or the case, I know kind of what I got to get rid of and stay under the weight restriction. So that's all of my traveling things. If you've got questions, you can put them under the video. Happy to answer. And if I forgot to put a link to something or you need the name of something, I'm happy to do it. And again, I wanted to get you this information on this case. This Pelican case has been amazing for me. No, they don't sponsor me. They probably should. No, but it's a great case to go. So if you're a traveling person, you'd like to travel with your guns, it is fairly simple to travel with guns. Don't get all twisted up. And if you're a traveling instructor or aspiring to be a traveling instructor at some point, this is a really, really great case to travel with all the stuff that you might need for a class. All right, guys, get after it.